Hi painters, so I'm going to show you how to layer your image if you're working on your Titus Kaphar image project. You're choosing a topic that you feel strongly about, something that you want to amend in your personal history or in society. And you're going to layer images and change images to make the statement that you want to make. So first thing is the layers. So over here on the right I'm hitting plus, so I have a lot of layers. I'm going to go to the top and select the little icon that we'll go back, the landscape with the plus sign on it. That's how I add photos. I go to the photos, I'm going to grab this one. When I first lay it in here, I can do all these things. I can also stretch and change the shape of it if I wanted to distort this way or this way. I'm going to play with this image multiple times. So I'm first going to just mess with it in a couple different places. So I've got it here, boom, done. And then I can also take that image, and if I want to change it up to make it seem a little more distorted, I can say HSL and play with the colors to make it a little more pink. And I can also play with the value around it. I'm going to leave the value alone, lightness alone. Done. I can then, if I go back to this, duplicate. If I hit duplicate up here, I'm going to get a second copy. So now I have a second layer. If I want that layer to be somewhere else, I can adjust it. It says cut, paste, delete, merge. I'm going to leave that alone. I actually want to flip it. So I'm going to leave that highlighted, and I'm going to go to the top of my screen where I see those arrows going in 4 directions. And this is going to allow me to flip the other image over. So I can flip it here, and then with 2 fingers I can pull it and put it somewhere else. And I'm going to overlap it like this and make it really big. So I've got these 2 images on it. Now the image on top is the smaller one, and if I want that to be less visible, I can change the opacity. So I can play with that. The idea I'm going with here is obviously body image, so I'm going to adjust the size and shape of this one first. And kind of a food, what you eat stereotype. Anyway, so I've got a couple layers with that. Now if I want to put color over this or cut it out or block it out, I'm going to actually select this bottom layer right here and make it kind of dark. I'm going to make the background dark. And maybe a little darker. Yeah, I'll swing a little bit more black. Okay, so I'm going to make the background kind of black. And then I've got all these whites in these backgrounds, so I'm going to play with the opacity of these images to make them a little more faint. And then if I wanted to erase part of one image, I can select my eraser over here and change the size of it, mess with erasing part of the image, oops, underneath. I'm on this big layer, so this image back here, I'm going to erase some of the background. It's difficult to see what I'm erasing, but I'm getting around the outside. If I shut the top, if I shut this image off, you can see that I'm just erasing around the background of this. If I want to change how solid it is, I can change the flow. So it's going to take out more automatically. I can mess with that. I can, excuse me, I can also edit this. This different eraser has a different flow to it, and I can change the flow to make it a little more faint, so it just kind of barely fades in. And I want that hamburger in the hand to be a little bit more visible, and so I'm going to leave it like that. Now I can add as many other layers as I want, drawing on here however I want. In Titus Kaphar's style, he has that big brush mark. You can go to the library and look for a big brush that'll make crazy bristle marks for you, and you could essentially paint over the top of it if you wanted. I'm going to put this image back in, and I'm going to grab the paintbrush I just had. I'm going to select that, and I'm going to select a different color, and I'm going to make the brush really big, and I'm just going to, whoa, sorry, I'm gonna mess up this image. And then of course can hit undo, but I'm altering that image. So that image is forever altered. If I didn't want that to happen, I'm gonna go back. I should be drawing on a different layer. So if I take this layer and I do those same marks, and I mess this up. Oh, so this layer has that gray stuff all over it. If I wanted to change that gray stuff to be a little more extreme, I could maybe mess with its value here. Make it more bright white or not. And I can also play with the order it's in. So if I hold this layer down, I can move it up or down to cover up more of my image. And I can decide how much I want to do with this, but these are some of the examples. Playing with the arrangement and how you can layer and change the shape of an image is a big deal. And then being able to layer and block out things and enhance things or move things to the top so they're more visible. That should make a difference for you. And if you add a layer that you don't like, you can delete it or you can make it really faint. You decide how you want to do it.